Hi guys, today I'm talking with the amazing motivational speaker, coach, entrepreneur and author, Sotonye Deru. It's lovely having you here.
Oh, it's a pleasure being here. Thank you for inviting me.
Anytime, Sonia. Well, as you know, it's Black History Month.
Yes, it is.
The main purpose of this interview today is to talk to you a little bit about Black History Month, but not only that, your own career, your own journey and your own path to success, because you've had a lot of success.
Oh, thank you.
It's the truth.
But it's just the beginning, but thank
exactly.
you. Yes.
Well, let's start with Black History Month. Beforehand, what a lot of our viewers at home won't know is that we were speaking to the boys about Black History Month, people that are helping us film, and they said that Black History Month for them, they forgot about it. It's turned into that kind of irrelevant kind of celebration, but not a celebration. But my question to you is, do you think because of the way young people particularly are now viewing Black History Month, there's something not to really be celebrated, but yes, to be remembered, do you think that the month itself needs to be reevaluated, reassessed, changed? What do you think?
I believe that there needs to be more awareness, more hype around Black History Month. To be honest, celebrating, all of our achievements in 1 month is not even enough anyway. Every day should be a celebration of who we are and what we have achieved. But yes, so we've been given a month, and even to be honest myself, this month I haven't really heard much activity or workshops or seminars or events going on in celebration of Black History Month. So definitely it's a shame, because it's the next generation, younger generation, who are going to keep it going, keep it alive. And if they're not really remembering it or really celebrating it as it should, then that's a really, really big shame and an alarm as well. So I think definitely the schools need to really reinforce that this is Black History Month. These are different activities that we're doing, and every day should be a fun activity for them, whether it's looking into the history, whether it's visiting a museum, just doing something so every day is exciting. So Black History Month is exciting, but also very educational as well. So I think the schools definitely need to do a lot more. Well done to the schools who are already doing lots of things, and for those that are not, for them to allow that month to be really significant for not just the Black students within the school, but all students everywhere, regardless of the colour.
So if you think about it, Black History Month, so many races intertwine into that month. Black history isn't Black history alone, obviously. White people assisted Martin Luther King in his struggle. And so forth and so on. So definitely it should be more maybe integrated. Maybe that's what people don't seem to quite comprehend, that though it is our month, it is a month to be celebrated by all.
But then I would also say that we as a community have a responsibility to get the message out there, because it's our month, so we should then we are the ones that will make it integrated. We are the ones that will say we're doing events and everybody should come along. It's us that will have to, be the forerunners of whatever happens in Black History Month. Maybe that's where the concern is as well, that maybe we're not doing anything to really promote our own marks, and then how can we expect others to be promoted as well?
I think the biggest issue maybe, especially for the young generation, is that Black History Month is quite a new thing for the UK. It was brought in about 25 years ago, and therefore the older generations, who were probably more affected by the kind of issues at the centre of celebrating Black history, obviously tensions between races in this country 25 years ago are different to how they are now. So maybe it's the idea that the young generation feel distant towards the fight and the effort to put in prior. So Black History Month is just another month. How do you think we can change that for a younger generation?
See, I think that does play a part in the fact that we weren't part of the struggle. We didn't go through, what our mothers and fathers and grandparents went through. But then again, it's for the parents, it's for the grandparents to sit the young people down and say, this month is very important to us because of the following things. So again, I think the responsibility lies with the community, maybe the older community, who would then inspire the younger community to then, do things. Because then it's the younger community who are going to be sharing the stories with the next generation. So it's very important that, that the stories, the message, the achievements, all of that history is still taught to us. Otherwise, it's just going to maybe become just not relevant anymore, which is not good.
Exactly. Now, a big thing that the ACS at Loughborough University are trying to achieve is, as opposed to making it Black History Month, we're trying to make it Black History Season. an entire season, autumn season, dedicated to celebrating what we think are the greatest achievements of black people, both young and both old.
Yes.
And that's why we're talking to you today, Sotonye, because we definitely feel that you are one person. And a lot of great young people nowadays are doing great things in terms of paving the way for young black people and what they're hoping to do. I mean, you did law, didn't you?
Yeah,
in university. Do you feel that where it might be seen that a degree might limit you in your case, it propels you to your things?
You know, I would say that in life it's important that you do what you want to do. So if it's a degree you want to do, then do it. If it's a course you want to do, if you want to start a business, at a young age, do it. But whatever you do, give it your all. So I cannot say that the best route for you would be A, B, and C. It's really down to that individual. For myself, yes, I did a law degree. When I graduated, I said I want to take some time out to work with young people. That was my decision. But within making that decision, I was responsible for the journey that followed. And from that journey, I've now written 3 books. I've set up a book publishing company. I've set up 2 businesses. So when I made my decision that I was going to work with young people, I said I'm going to do it with my whole heart. I'm going to give it my best, and I'm going to see what success comes from it. So there's no limitation apart from the limitation you put on yourself. So if you say you want to do something, go for it 100% and be the best at it. Be the best. There's no reason why you can't be the best. There's no reason why you can't be the next inventor. People are still inventing things in this day and age. So, we're celebrating past achievements of inventors from, back when. Yeah. Where are our, modern day inventors, our current ones,
And I think that's a great next question, because if you ask, again, going back to young people and their ideas of Black History Month, going towards social media and just hashtag Black History Month, the first thing, quite often what you see is slavery.
Okay.
How Black History Month is still stuck in slavery, how it's still stuck in the past, and the issues we as a people had. And of course we had great issues in the past, but what you said about being, focused on what you can achieve now, the greatness that you can achieve now.
To be honest, our history is there, not so we can live in the past, but so we can learn from the past, bring it into the present, and then have an amazing future. And it's interesting that when Black History Month is mentioned, we think of slavery, we think of the fight, but what we forget is that we came out of that. So all of that strength that we have as a people, that fight that we have inside of us, that we're not going to be oppressed, all of that, that's what we should take away and use as a motivation to steer us into what we want to do. But all of our grandparents, they came here and set up structures for us to then take to another level. So when we are not fulfilling our full potential, then we're actually saying that all of the fight that you fought was pointless. Whereas when we then shine and achieve what we need to achieve, and then create a legacy for our children's children, then we're saying to our grandparents, thank you for all that you did. Now I'm going to carry that baton and make you proud. And Black History Month should be about achieving those who went before us, but also achieving those who are doing great things now, to inspire those who will come up to do great things.
Exactly. One of the big things for me, when I think about Black History Month, the strongest messages for me, despite the turmoil and the issues that we've had in the past, I think the greatest thing from those tensions and the wars and all of that, all the negativity, is the power of resilience. And how in the face of darkness you can overcome. So putting Black History Month in today's context, what's the strongest message for you?
The strongest message is to never give up. Never give up. If those who have come before us had given up, we might not be here. We might not have the opportunities that we have now. So I would say the message that I would take away is to never give up. Yeah. If you want to achieve something, then you've got to be willing to undergo that journey till you see that thing come to pass. And that's the message they would give to us. If we were to say to our grandparents, I want to do this, I want to do that, they'll say, go and do it. Go and do it. It's only, maybe our friends that say, oh no, you're dreaming too big, why are you so ambitious? But our grandparents will say, no, go and do it.
In that accent, exactly.
Whichever one, they'll say, go and do it. So, never give up. Adversity, it happens to everybody. We're not the only, community or ethnicity that went through, slavery. Jewish, Chinese. There's so many different people that have suffered in the past, but they're not allowing that to hold them back. Whereas I think sometimes we as a black people, we kind of use that as an excuse to say, oh, that's why I'm not achieving. Whereas no, we live in a world now where there are equal opportunities, and even if there's no opportunities for you, create your own opportunities. You know, become a solution thinker. Don't wait on other people to tell you the answer. Go and seek out the answer for yourself.
Okay, I'm just picking on a point that you said about how we maybe as a community look to what's being wronged, what's being done to us as a means of trying to make excuses for today. Okay, so now a big problem, as we probably heard in the news, is unemployment amongst young people. And a large percentage of that is black people or black men, as one of the headlines said recently. Do you feel in today's society, in terms of going for your goals and trying to achieve what you want to achieve in the kind of situation you want to achieve it in, race is still a big issue? Do you feel like if I were to go in now to be a doctor or a lawyer, my skin colour might prevent me from doing so?
See, I haven't suffered any racism or experienced it, so I will say I don't think it is. Everything I've wanted to achieve in life, I've been able to achieve it. So I can't personally say. There's other people who will have stories to prove that yes, racism exists, but there'll be other people who also have stories to prove that it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So I'm just very much about be the best you can be and have something to bring to the table. So when you're sitting in that interview, make sure your CV has things written on it. You know, even if start doing newspaper round from a young age. That teaches you so many skills and responsibilities. But then you say, oh, I'm too young, or I don't want my friends to see me doing newspaper round. That's fine. But when you don't have anything on your CV, then don't be surprised if they don't give you the job. I think it's very easy for us to say, because I'm black. However, if you maybe look at your life and look at the things you're yet to achieve, then maybe you can see why you wasn't the right person for that job. So I think sometimes, for me, if let's say I didn't experience racism, I wouldn't allow that to hold me back, because that door might be shut, but there's however many other doors that I can walk through. So just because one door shut doesn't mean, oh, that's it for me, I'm going to give up in life, I'm going to start, doing illegal things. No, I'm going to keep on knocking until a door opens. And then when I walk through that door, I'm going to make sure that I'm the best, so that they have no reason to sack me.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether it's real or not, but if it is, well then, just take it on and continue looking for opportunities.
I mean, again, I do agree to a great extent with what you've said, but a big thing, especially amongst young black boys, is this idea that they've been branded a certain way. And they take this brand, and that's all they can identify with. And a large part of that hasn't come from the black community, but outside of it. So I definitely see where you're coming from, but for people like that who believe that they have been branded, and therefore that has in some way limited what they can do, what they feel they can achieve, what would you say to them?
To be honest, that's just excuses. It really, really is. If you, dress a certain way and you refuse to talk, like everybody else, and you want to talk, slang and all that stuff, then, you yourself are putting yourself into a kind of a pigeonhole. If I went to university with a lot of black boys, even a few of them got first, now they've got amazing jobs. So when people say there's no jobs for black boys, or it's the biggest percentage, well, how big is that percentage? And really, if you look at these boys, have they ever worked before anyway? What is their background? So these statistics will need to be looked at, because I know a lot of successful black young people in very well paid jobs, finance, the law, so I don't really know. However, I wrote a book called No More Excuses, because I used to work in a youth club in Hackney, and they said to me, oh, we don't really think that you're black because you talk properly and you dress really nice. And I said, wow. So you mean that your image of a black person is somebody who's not educated and doesn't look good? And I said, that's wrong. Black people, we are educated, we're intelligent, we're creative, we are just amazing people. And that's why I wrote my book, where I interviewed 16 Afro-Caribbean role models who are doing amazingly well in different fields, to say, look, these are your role models, not the people that maybe you see in your estate or some of the people you see on TV. These are the role models you need to be aspiring towards. And that's why I wrote the book, because of the mindset that unfortunately is being kind of passed down to the young people. This is all you can ever achieve. So yes, it's, yes, young people might have that mindset, but then it's still a choice for them whether they choose to keep that mindset or to understand that no, they can be different. Life for them doesn't have to be the same as it is for everybody else. And that takes a lot of discipline, that takes a lot of sacrifice, that takes a lot of saying no to your friends, that takes a lot of hard work. But there's people who have grown up in certain areas, certain estates, but they made different decisions and now they're doing well.
I guess, that is a big part of what Black History Month should now be about. I feel like in the media, particularly, Black people, Black boys, the Black community are stigmatised, and therefore maybe it is about the young generation now identifying with Black History Month as a means of marking what we can do. That we shouldn't identify with what others say, but what we feel we ourselves can achieve, and that's a fantastic sentiment.
The thing is, regardless of what people say, regardless of what the media says about you, what do you say about yourself? I'm not, my destiny, my future, my journey, my path, my purpose is not determined by somebody else's opinion. It starts from how I view myself and and the aspirations I have. If I don't have any aspirations or any goals, then yes, I'm going to become another statistic. But I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to, and I think that's the mindset I've always had. And I grew up in a Nigerian home where the mindset is that you're going to get a very good job, you're going to live in a nice house, have a nice car, and you're going to be successful. And that was the home I grew up in. So I can't say that, because you grew up here or there, then your life is going to be like this. No, you determine that. And regardless of what the teachers say about you, that's why again, my book No More Excuses, it's of Black role models who have gone through rejection at school, who have been rejected from jobs, who have been told you're not good enough, who whatever, but yet against all odds, they still made it.
Exactly.
And that's what I want to hear more about. However, the media may never, ever, ever profile such role models, and that's fine, but then that's where our community needs to stand up and be more visible. And shortly after I wrote my book, I kind of did a campaign where I was trying to call that visible role models, because we know there's role models within our society, but you're not going to the young people and taking time to invest in them. So if the visible role models are not taking time to invest, and the bad role models are always seen, then who are our young people going to aspire to be more like? And that's what the issue is within our community. When they make it, they move out and they don't come back. And you can't do that.
Exactly. Sotonye, last but not least, let's talk about your personal success. Obviously, success isn't an easy road. You've probably had obstacles along the way. How have you overcome them, and what would you say to young people wanting to follow in your footsteps?
Well, I would say my biggest obstacle has been myself. And you'll find that a lot of people don't do what they want to do or achieve what they want to achieve because they don't believe in themselves. So I always wanted to be like a presenter, motivational speaker, but I didn't think that I was good enough. And I would, attend events and I'd see other people doing it and I'd be like, I wish I could do that. And I used to talk myself out of it. And it's funny because other people will notice the gifts inside of you, but it'll take you, a while to notice it. So people would always come up to me and say, you're good at presenting, would you like to do this event? And I'd be like, no. Until I realised, if I keep on saying no, I'm never going to grow. And there might be a time when these opportunities will stop coming. So eventually one day I just said, yes, I'm going to do it. They asked me to present, I said, okay, fine, I'll do it. And when I did it, I was like, okay, this is not as bad as I thought it was. I didn't trip up, I didn't forget my words, I was able to speak longer than 5 minutes. People didn't just look at me with bored faces, they enjoyed it, they interacted. So I was like, so the thing that I was fearing the most actually was just false. And they said that the acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. I had allowed the false evidence, the false thoughts I had been telling myself to become my reality. But the moment I was able to push beyond my fears, my insecurities, and just give it a go, I realised actually I've got the potential to be a great speaker. And then I kept on saying yes opportunities, yes opportunities, yes opportunities. And now, I'm a world-renowned motivational speaker, speaking in faith. So that was my biggest. Along the way, there'll be other obstacles such as, working with other people, finance, resources, all of that stuff. But I think once you have that self-confidence, regardless of the smaller obstacles that come your way, you'll always be able to bounce back and to keep on going. So I would say to any young person out there who wants to achieve something, number one, believe in yourself. Number two, have a goal. Number three, take action. Because you can believe in yourself, you can have a goal, but if you fail to take the action, it'll always just remain a dream, a wish, one day I will. But the moment you put a timeline to it and then you actually take the action, then it's going to become a reality. And I always say that, you only get to live this life once, so live it to the max, be your best, and leave a legacy for your children's children.
Well, thanks, Sotonye. It's been a pleasure speaking to you today.
You're welcome.
Guys, that was Sotonye Deru. Thank you for watching.